last video. So we stopped at emboss and then we left it at emboss. So let's remove the emboss. Okay. Now this is for 3D rotation. How you want it to rotate in front or backward, or sidewise, turning. I don't need it now. Just explaining. Then 3D text. Once you click on it, it gives you a 3D. Then once you shift it, okay, let me just start explaining everything. Now this is the depth. You want to increase or reduce the depth. Okay, let me just give it depth like this. And you want to give the reduce the depth a bit. Okay. You want to increase the darkening. Darken it more. It's too darkened. Okay. Then you want to turn it this way. I prefer turning it this way. And then reduce the depth so that it looks more like a 3D. So that is about 3D text. Other things, okay. Sorry. Okay, that is the darkening, and this one has to do with rotation. This Z is for rotating. You can see how it rotates. Wants to be normal. Okay, so the light angle. Light angle is when you use perspective. When you click to oblique, light angle works for oblique, where you want the light to shine. There's no difference between oblique and perspective. It's just that in perspective, in oblique, you have light angle. Light angle does not work for perspective. And then this is the intensity. That's when you're using perspective. So that's when you're using oblique rather. Okay, 3D shadow. If you increase it, then you will see a shadow downwards. Then you can increase the opacity or reduce the opacity. You can see that thing showing down. So, but I like this. You can see it looks exactly like a 3D. What I just need to do, if I want it to look more like a 3D, what I need to do is, I'll just remove the graphics. I'll just click graphics training. As being a professional, you will know the things that are actually good and the things that are not actually good. What I need to do is, okay, what I knew, I just leave it this one. Oh no, okay, although it's showing two colors, I can change the color as if I want. Okay, it's showing a shadow. I need black shadow. Black shadow is what is more beautiful. You can increase or reduce the opacity. You can see how this thing is just with this kind of design. You have done something that is spectacular. Although it's moving more to the back, you can adjust it using 3D text, moving more to the back. Okay, just adjust it to normal one. Then turn it. Turn it more to the side. Yeah. Okay. Adjust it a bit, although I'm not working, I don't want to waste too much time. Because all these things are manipulations. Okay. So with this, it won't look like more of a 3D text. What you can just do is, okay, it's a text. Increase the size. Should have been used for this. That's manipulation. Training. No. can see we have actually done a 3D logo, a very simple 3D. So as we have done a 3D, we have explained shadow, then inflection. How if you want it to reflect, you can see how it's reflecting. Now I want the inflection to just be 1, then it will just be reflecting. It's a 3D. Because of the shadow, it should a bit, let me just say, reflect. I may not likely need the reflection. I'll just remove it. But the reflection looks good. Let's leave it this way. See how it looks exactly like a 3D. Perfect. So the next part here, which is for images, let's put a particular image from gallery and work with it. Okay. Now if you notice, this our background is actually shaped. It's not what we do is perfect. So now let's work, because this one does not work with this one that works. Text does not work for the center one. Like I said, this is for text. Anything about related to text, you get it there. Anything related to image, you get it here. Anything related to background, you get it here. And then this one is for backgrounds too. For backgrounds, how you want the backgrounds to be, stripe, brightness, stuff like that. So let's talk about this one. Now for this one, if you want to reselect another image, that is for reselect. If you want to delete, I don't want to delete. If you want to crop it, we can just one. Okay, so I'm touching the image. Okay, just want to crop it, so crop down a bit. Okay, crop it up. You may decide to make it circular, or rather triangular. It's actually a choice. So it's perfect like this, so you can see how it is. So now we have taught you how to crop. If you want to copy, you want to remake, like in terms of replicate the image, I need only one. You can add to front or add to back. You have added to back, you can see it. If I add it to front, it's back to the front. Then the position, how you want it to move, up, sideways, move by 1, or you want to move fast, you move by 15. So depending on you. Then the relative position is just like the other one. Most of the features in text is also in the part of images. So you understand how this one moves, how this one works towards the center. Then relative size. Now you only have size in text, you don't have relative size. Now this relative size is how you want the size to be in width and height. Remember, height is how tall, width is how in terms of the flatness, like flats or stuff like that. Whether the top, like in terms of the top, if it is long, in terms of if it is more horizontal or less horizontal. Now the height is for verticality or being vertical, while the top is for horizontal. That is for width. That is for width. Then we need to increase or reduce it in the heights. You can see it works. So that is how that one works. Then the color, if I bring a color, it changes. It removes the image. You won't see anything again. That is how color works. It just removes everything from the image. But I use that one. I use this image one mostly for I use this color mostly for when I'm using an icon, probably a WhatsApp icon. A lot of you just get WhatsApp icon. You don't know how to do a lot of things, manipulation with icons with WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. I'll be teaching this. I'll be teaching in our training. So stay tuned. So I've just changed the color, then the texture. I prefer to get a texture from gallery so that it will look like the text, so that it will look like the image I actually brought. Now let me take from pins. Now I want it to have a texture like this gold, although texture and color don't go together. Like you have to either use color or use texture. Let me just say you can reduce it or increase to a particular part. I want it to have this side there, this thing. Now the texture has been added, but it has not shown. What I need to do is remove the color, then use the texture. Perfect. So the texture has actually shown. How you want the texture to be. Texture mostly work the texture mostly work and looks beautiful, more beautiful when you're using it on a 3D. Do we understand? It mostly work when we're using it for a 3D. So the next one is opacity.
Back again, although this video is taking actually much time, but I'm ready to take the time to teach you everything you need to know as a graphic designer, because I actually told you this, you're going to become a professional. You are going to become a very, very good professional. Now we're actually done with we stopped at texture. If you want to put a texture, now for texture, this opacity, you want to increase or reduce the opacity. Now you may see a graphic design that look like this, and you will be wondering, what did these guys do? And it looks like, wow, it's good, but what did they do? Okay, let me just put this one. Now this thing will look more of something good when I put it this way. Now you may be thinking, what did these guys do? These guys put one background. You wouldn't know that I just did just a little manipulation. You just put it that way. I call it manipulation a lot. It's graphic design, but it's manipulation. It's graphic design, but it's manipulation. And then you'll be like, this graphic design is beautiful, it's good. Now you just see what I just did with this one. I took it up and then it comes to the front. So you have understood this part. So back to where we stopped. Opacity, reduce or increase the opacity. Let me make it normal. Reduce the size. Okay. Reducing or increasing the opacity. So we are done with that. Okay. So color filters, we understand this one. If you want the color to be more darker or now, because we have used texture, you may not be seeing things that are there. So let me remove the texture first. So we use texture. Let me remove the texture, delete the texture. Now you can see color. You can see how the color filters is actually working. You may see some particular things and you wonder what they actually did. Now this is the saturation. It just depends on how you want it to be, the brightness, how you want it to be, the contrast. This contrast is a very, very, very bad stuff. It's better you don't even use it. So, and then the stroke. When you put a stroke, depending on the image, you want to increase the width of the stroke or reduce it. You can see it has given it a stroke, but I don't need any stroke on this. Then if you want to erase anything or you want to remove anything, now I may just decide to clean out something here, make it this way. Okay. Although it's a bit smaller. Okay. Now as if I want to make it of a transparent background, that's when I do all this stuff. But no, I don't need it. Okay. So that is about erasing, and this one is marks. We understand how marks want. Now if you draw the marks, so you just want to remove, you just want to bend out something. Okay, once I click on marks, it marks it out, and then you see something like this. Is it not beautiful? It's actually very, very beautiful. These are the manipulations that you can see in pixellab, and I'm showing you everything all for free. So we have done erase color. I think we have actually done. Okay, we'll move to erase color. Now I may want to remove a particular color from this. I just need to select the image and just click on getting it. Now all the color actually look the same, so but except if I want to erase a particular color from it. Okay, let me click on this particular color. It does not work for this kind of image except if you want to use an icon, yeah, or a particular image that's okay. Let me just bring from gallery. I want you to understand everything about this. Okay, now let's look at this image. Oh, this is already without the background. Okay, but let's see if it will work for this. Okay, let's see. Erase color. Let's see. On this girl, pick a color. Now you have erased the color. It looks more like something without a background or something without a color. Now you can see the color is not mainly too sharp that it will erase all the color from our body, just leaving our head and the hand that is showing. You understand? So that's how erasing color does. You want to erase a particular color from the initial from other colors there. That's how erasing color does. And if you want to rotate it, you understand how rotating work. Then this x-axis and y-axis, you understand how it actually work. This one you understand how it actually works. So, and then the 3D is not something that they use for most images, but most times as a professional you actually need it very, very well. Then for 3D shape, okay, go back again. For 3D shape, you may actually need it. 3D shape, this is how it works. Okay, you can see. You can see it's not very, very beautiful on as a 3D mockup. Except you are mocking it up actually. Then darkening is almost the same feature as text. It's the same feature as text. Let's make it normal. Okay, so 3D. Okay, this one is perspective to mark out something. Well, I'm not marking out anything in this perspective. Let me off it. Okay, so shadow. How if you want it to have a shadow, now you want the shadow to be blur. I actually use this in making you want to turn it offset, while depending on how you want to manipulate it, it's your choice. It's your choice. And then the inner shadow, you want it to have an inner shadow. It will look like two colors actually. You want it to be this way, something angelic. Depending on how you want your shadow to be, it's your choice. Then this emboss, I love emboss all the time. There's a kind of look it actually gives it. Then all this intensity, ambient lights, this one irregular hardness, all these things are manipulation. How you want it to be. You can see this bevel works with light intensity, the increased opacity of it. You can see how it works. It's because of the inner shadow. That is why it's not. You can see the light of rotating. So that is mainly how this image works. Then when we move to background, you may want the background to just be transparent. This one already has a transparent background, but once we click on this our image here, okay, let's move the background for this. You can see it will give you a transparent background. You can see it already has a transparent background. Okay, let's delete this one. We can bring it back if we want, but let's delete it. So you can see it already has a transparent background. Let's remove this image too. You can see it already has the transparent background. What is showing green here, it is the shadow we put below. Can we actually remember at this part reflection here? We actually use reflection. If we remove it, it will just be normal, but we actually used it, so that's why it's showing something like that. So but when you are doing something like this, you don't need inflection because it's not showing, except if you are using a background. So let's remove the inflection. So and then size images. What again? It shows you the image size as I said. You may want the image size, or if you want to get the size for your design. I've seen a lot of people come to ask me, please, which size will I use if I want to make a flyer? Which size will I use if I want to make a 3D logo? If I want to make a banner? If I want to make this? If I want to make that? What you need to do, very very simple. A lot of people don't know about it. They just make mistakes and they give it to their clients, and you see clients giving complaints, this and that. You see that your reviews will reduce. That's if you are working on Fiverr, your reviews will reduce drastically because you are not giving exactly what your client works. You understand? So that is the image size. You just go over, for you to know your image size, as simple as possible. Go over to your browser, search for size of flyer, size of banner. Just search for the size. Search for just type this size of banner or flyer pixels, and it will give you exactly what you want. Then if you want to bring an image, you bring the particular image, although this one is actually used for backgrounds. These are backgrounds. I don't need this background is not actually good for this kind of this thing. Just pick a normal background, transparent background. So this one is for backgrounds. I don't need it. This one is from gallery. You want to pick an image from gallery. I don't need it now. And this one is for camera if you want to take a camera. So but I don't need it. Okay. So move over again. So rotate. This one has to do with this part. All these things are backgrounds. You may actually need it for background. There are some things that you want to do. Okay, let's see this noise. All these things are backgrounds. There are some manipulation you want to do, contrast, everything. It has to do with background things. The brightness, you want to increase or reduce the brightness, the hue, all these things actually do with background. This one, all these things that I'm actually touching now, it may not actually be working because I don't have a particular background now. I've not put a background. Now what I mean is, if you want to put a background, this is your background. Bring out a shape, you stretch it, that is actually your background. Or from gallery, you give it a color. Okay, we're using this color, and then you take this one to front. This is your background. Then these things start working, so you can see them. So this is the basics on everything you need to know about pixellab. So we are done with everything. You lock. Now this is it. If you want to save, you save it as like I said. If you want to save with no transparency, you save as JPEG. Then you change the custom, you put ultra, and then you save. That is, you are delivering it to a client. So this is how it actually works. Thank you for listening to this video, and a video will be sent to you shortly.